Wow. Look at that on Paul's new laptop. What is that? Man, what a thing. Well, all right, here we are.
It'll change in a minute.
Will it?
Or 3 minutes or something like that. It's
Or
not
3
cycle.
minutes? Is it every 3 minutes that it changes?
Something like that.
Yeah, something. Let me get this thing zoomed out just a little bit, and then I can come and sit down. Hi, folks. We need a drum roll.
Your chair is broken.
I know it is. I know it is. I have to watch out for this caster right here. But see, people can't see that because we need a drum roll. It's XFactory VideoCast number...
I don't know, is this part of last year?
Yeah, this is part of 2014.
Alright, so it's part of last year.
Uh-huh.
But it'll go up next year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, next year will be season 4.
It changed.
See, it changed.
It changed.
And now it's nothing. I don't have that problem on my computer. My computer stays the way it is all the time.
Do you want to make this...
It's 8.0, I think.
I don't know.
I really do. I think it's 8.0.
I'm clueless.
I know. I've known that for 29 years.
Well, it is December 31st, 2014.
So it is.
So it's going to be the last of whatever season 3, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is the
8.0.
end of season 3.
Okay.
Yeah, 8.0.
Right.
Why have you got that dirty chassis sitting
Well, so
there?
it's the end of the year, right? And it's time for reflecting. And so I had this...
Wait a minute, I'll get the mirror.
As we talked about, you know, doing a video cast at the end of the year, I had my old SCX60CF chassis.
Uh-huh.
That, of course,
what number is it?
06.
06.
I had taken my old truck apart to build the 61 that I've been running the past few weeks.
Yeah.
And this chassis just kind of got put up in the pile, you know, of well-organized, clean stuff that is my desk.
Yeah, well organized.
Key organized.
Clean.
Keywords being organized and clean. Yeah,
yeah, right.
Anyway, and I just thought it was interesting to look it over. I mean, this chassis has gone 3 years? Or
Pretty
more?
close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
I mean, it's number 6. The first couple of trucks were Chris Craig and Alex Craig.
And Alex Craig.
And actually, we sent a few to team drivers before I built one myself.
Yeah.
But it's also, man, it's, I don't know if you guys can see real well in the video, but the pocketing
here
inside the battery and the electronics area is honestly pretty miserable. And
tilt it back and forth a little bit for the light.
I don't know if you guys can see all the texture.
It's just not really well done.
Oh, so it was done with an 1/8" bit instead of the 1/4" roughing bits that we do. I mean, it's the first time I'd tried to cut pockets on our new router at the time, and I had a lot to learn about working with our machine. You know, it was good enough to use, and it's certainly functioned well for 3 years, but we've come a long way since then. You can see the bottom of the chassis. I never ran a chassis protector on my truck, and it's actually held up really, really well. I'm impressed.
Again, rotate that a little bit.
What do you say? You know, there's a kind of a pocket there, a mark from hitting a stone or a brick or something. And of course it's dirty and streaked, but for not running a chassis protector, I think the amount that it's worn down at the back here is interesting too. Yeah, and there's definitely some wear there, but again, it's not excessive. And really with our chassis, the back 2 screws, once you wear the chassis down to where the 2 screws are, you wear the screws then. And the screws kind of act as a metal skid plate, so as long as you change those screws out fairly regularly, the chassis won't wear much. But anyway, I mean, obviously I could clean it up if I was going to do something productive with it, but I thought it was interesting to look at. What do you say? Kind of reminisce. You know, like I said, this is what we were making 3 years ago, and I think our quality has gone up quite a lot since then. Another thing that I have from the old truck is my battery strap. And what's interesting about the battery strap is notice that it's dremeled right in here. Well, and what do you say? So the very first chassis we made, due to a design error, the 2 battery strap holes here and down here were further up on the chassis than they should have been. They came out of place. And so when I first assembled this truck, I had to Dremel away on the battery strap. It went this way. I had to Dremel away on this back portion of the battery strap to clear the plug for the saddle packs that I was using. Notice too that I enlarged this hole, the two mounting holes in the battery strap here and here, because again the hole locations weren't quite right, and so I just kind of Dremel them out real quick at the track when I was first assembling my truck to make it work. And I ran it like that for 3 years, which maybe isn't the best thing to admit, but it worked. I had some good results with that truck.
Yeah, you did. I hope your 61 is as successful as your 60.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's looking good.
Yeah, you did very well with a number of good-sized races.
So anyway, I mean, it's end of the year, time to kind of reminisce. I'm excited because BC1 has made new decals for my new truck.
You know, if you had the right side up, it would be nice. Like that.
Which I will. I have a new body painted by Kurt Schleister for the midwinter.
A-main bodies.
And so those decals that go on there.
It'll be cool.
Advertise our new truck. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have another chassis. This is the second chassis we made. It'll be going
Hold the
out
two
to
of them. Let me get on the camera again. Hold the two of them up next to each other.
This will be going out to a team driver shortly. What do you want?
You got your hands where some of the.
Well, I gotta hold them.
Well, hold them like. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So there they are.
Yeah.
And what are the, you know, can you describe some of the differences real quick?
Yeah. Just interesting. The new chassis is actually a little bit wider.
In the back.
Yeah, and a little more teardrop shaped, which I think gives it a little better look to it, honestly. But that extra width is to fit a shorty pack across the back.
Notice that there are no cutouts except for the transmission.
Right. So, and then the new chassis makes use of some side rails, which are made out of 2mm material, and go something like that.
Yeah, well, you're okay.
And
that's really hard to see.
Yeah, it's hard to see, but notice this cutout right here. When I slide it in, that's what will hold in your shorty across the chassis.
Crosswise in the back.
Yeah.
Can you put a shorty lengthwise?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So this truck is very, very adjustable in terms of your electronics placement. And as I just showed, you can fit the shorty across the back. You can also fit saddles down, like the old truck actually, in nearly the same location. Saddles will fit just like on the old truck. But then on this new truck, you can also fit either a shorty or a stick pack either down the center or offset to the side, so you can put your speed, you know, you can have a shorty pack here and then put your speed control over here, if that makes sense.
That'll change the forward and rear
weight distribution,
the
weight of the truck. It'll change a lot of stuff.
And you get a bunch of carbon fiber pieces that you put the right piece in to get the battery where you want it.
I'm not seeing, I have made somewhere in my nice organized desk, there's a U-shaped piece of carbon fiber that bolts to these two holes right here. And it's a U-shaped thing that goes up, down, and back, and that's what holds your stick pack down the very center of the truck if that's the way you choose to run it. Or there will be some other pieces that'll bolt on here that'll hold it off to the side or hold a shorty pack. It's going to be a really versatile mounting, organization chassis. And that's honestly the #1 request we had with the old truck. With the old truck, you were limited to either saddle packs or a shorty pack down the center, really. But the #1 request we had from both team drivers and from the X-Factory family was to fit a stick pack down the center, or to fit a shorty pack across the back. I remember Chris Christo, I think we put up some pictures on our Facebook page or maybe our website. Chris Christo built his old SCX60 CF with a short pack across the back to achieve the weight distribution he wanted. And so that's really what the new truck allows. It's just so much more flexible. And then also with these side decks, you'll really be able to adjust flex much better. So one thing, I mean, the
Are there standoffs for those side decks, or are they going to be bolted right on top of the chassis like you're holding it?
it's going to be bolted right on top of the chassis.
Yeah.
So with the old truck, you know, we had the top deck, and a lot of us didn't run the back 2 screws on the top deck.
Yeah.
And you could also play with the 3 center things, but that's really all the adjustment you had. With the new truck, you can see all the screw locations will allow you to really tune how much
there
the
are like
chassis
6
flexes,
of them, aren't there?
how much
to
the
back?
chassis flexes, and how you know
where.
where it flexes.
Yeah.
And then further, so the stock kit will come with a 2 mil. What do you say?
Side deck.
Side deck, or chassis stiffener, or whatever we want to call it. But we can offer.
We could
And we
could
will offer
a
a
5 mil.
No, well, I think
Well, we
a
won't,
3 and 4 mil options
Yeah.
to really lock
Yeah.
it down.
And this chassis is thinner, is it not?
Yes.
The original SCX60 was 4 mil
So
material.
I
And
don't know how well you can see on the camera, but you know,
yeah,
this
it's
is
not
4 mil,
zoomed in.
and this is, so it's 25%
25%
thinner.
thinner carbon fiber, but no
No massive pockets.
No pockets cut out. So this should flex a little more, and that was always one of the concerns with our short courses, that it didn't flex enough.
Yeah.
And so the 61 will be better at that.
And I think it'll also just be more uniform through the truck. You know, rather than
Because of
when
no pockets.
When you removed the back 2 top deck screws, you got a lot of flex over the motor area, but that was it. The rest of the truck was still really rigid, and so this gives you more flexibility.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of a look back. That's not something you can adjust. There are 2 of them that you can adjust.
3.
You need this, you need that.
Oh. So there are like 5 screws that you can adjust, and they go all the way from the very front to the very back, and 1 in the middle, and so on. So
Anyway,
so it's a pretty cool.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool vehicle.
so that's a look back.
Speedy Dad did the basic design work, and then Paul put a lot of polish on it.
Chris and I talked a lot, kind of starting right around Cactus last year, you know, of what the old truck did well, what the old truck didn't do well, what we wanted, and we both remarked about the flexibility of the battery options. And really, I mean, again, the old truck was 3 years old, and I mean, shorties were brand new at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it was the first, I think the Losi 96 millimeter shorty pack was like crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And
everybody was worried they wouldn't get any run time.
so like we built the truck around saddle packs, and then we were like, oh hey, we can fit this shorty pack with this little extra cutout, so we did that. And you know, I mean, look at the way 4-wheel drive buggies have developed, from everything used to run saddle packs in the back, that was a standard setup, and now we got shorties on the side, we got all kind of different arrangements.
Yeah.
You know, so I think LiPo has allowed designers like us to a little more flexibility.
It seems like they come out with a new battery every hour.
Right,
And-
well, you got to crank the C rating,
Yeah.
more power.
Yeah. More power. More power. That's what we need.
Right.
That's
So
what we
that's
all
with
need.
the new truck, and look back at the old truck.
Mm-hmm.
What else are we doing in the new year?
Without saying what it's going to be, we have an exciting new Infinity part that we are expecting to have on the market. In
Probably
January.
2 weeks.
Yeah, a couple
definitely
weeks.
in January.
Couple weeks.
We got the CRCRC Midwinter coming up in 2 weeks, week and a half now.
Yeah,
and so it'll probably be right after that that
Right
we'll,
after
we'll
that.
release it. But
Yeah.
you'll see announcements and pictures and stuff.
and it's going to take us in a whole new direction.
Right, it's not something that we've made before. It's not a market that we've been in before, honestly.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we're excited about it. The Infinity line is frankly, it's a hop-up line for other products. It's not XFactory, so I mean, obviously it's Chaz and I, it's still us, but
Mostly me.
the Infinity line is you know, hop-ups and performance parts for other cars. It's not for the XFactory cars, and we you know, the XFactory line will continue, and development continues on our XFactory new products, but the Infinity line is a way for us to expand into new markets and
Get more of your money.
get cash flow, and you know, and help out a broader, get some exposure too.
Yeah.
You know, if someone driving a car that, you know, hasn't maybe heard of XFactory a whole lot, but you know, they buy an Infinity part that fits their car and it works really well. You know, maybe when they
next time
when they want a 10 scale buggy, or you know, if they're looking for something else.
Maybe next time they'll
take a look at our
get a
website.
really fast car instead of the thing they got.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So are we
Anyway.
done?
yeah, I think that's good enough.
Happy New Year. How do we say that in together?
Jinx.
Wave, Paul. I wish I had a hairdo like yours.
You do.
Do
Turn
I?
it off. No, you don't.
Do I have to turn it off now?
Yeah, you have to turn it off now.
Oh. Let's see. Let's see what I can see here. Yep, it's all blue sky.